Here was all this fresh snow just itching to be played with, but it was too deep for George.
Hey, George! Guess a city kid wouldn't have seen cross-country skis before. It's the most fun way to travel on deep snow. I've got an old pair of skis you can have. Want to come with me?
This was fun. George took to skiing like a monkey to skiing.
Think you can handle that big hill?
With skis on, George could go anywhere there was snow. Or so he thought.
You can't attack a steep hill straight on like that, George. You gotta zigzag it. When you stop, angle your skis like this so you don't slide back down. Yeah, that's it. There you go, George. That's the way to do it.
George had a great view up here. He could see houses and farms. And there was his house. And then he thought he'd better head home right now because the man was making the last of the cocoa. And no one can resist the drink me now power of cocoa. Not even the man with the yellow hat.
I wonder what that could be. I'm gonna go take a quick look around. You wait here.
This wasn't good. He was getting even further from home.
Hey, George! Down here! Huh? I couldn't find what made that sound. I'm heading home now. Have fun!
At least it was all downhill from here. He figured he'd be home in seconds. There had to be a way to get that ski. Well, one ski was better than none.
That was awesome!
George had toys for summer and toys for snow, but there were no toys for just plain cold. There weren't even birds to watch. But even the dullest monkey day could be saved by a visit with bunnies. The hutch was empty. There must have been a big bunny breakout.
What's wrong, George? Oh, are you looking for the bunnies? Ah, don't worry. I brought them in out of the cold. I'm glad you're here. We have to go to my grandmother's. can you do me a favor while I'm gone?
George knew Bill was going to ask him to take care of the bunnies. It's something he'd dreamed about. George would pick only videos that bunnies liked, and games they could win, and show them his best bunny picture books.
I'm taking the bunnies to stay at my grandmother's house for the rest of the winter. Well, it's too cold out, and my folks won't let me keep them in the house. Grandma has a warm place they can spend the entire winter. So, could you do me a favor and put out some nuts and seeds for that jumpy squirrel every day? I don't want him to go hungry if the ground gets too cold and hard and he can't find food. See you later, George.
George remembered how it was not too long ago. Why did all fun things have to be taken away just because of some old season? He wasn't going to let winter ruin his winter. This little monkey was going to prove that winter couldn't stop him from doing whatever he wanted. Really cold water can change a monkey's plans just like that.
George, I'm back. I bought some of that really good hot cocoa. What are you doing? Soaking your feet in warm water because you got a chill? Well, when it's too cold to play outside, it's hot cocoa to the rescue.
The next day felt like the coldest day of the year.
Don't forget your scarf.
But George was not about to let it stop him from having fun the way he wanted to. Time for fun. George had won. He was having fun like winter had never come.
Attention! Will the Antarctic research team please report to the conference room immediately?
Come on, George. Duty calls.
Here we are, guys. The Antarctic. Our objective is to observe and record the behavior of the region's flightless native seabirds.
We're here to take pictures of penguins.
See this small family of chinstrap penguins? Well, this breed gets its name from the unique marking on its head. We didn't see them on our last visit, and I'm worried. I need you to find them. In your gear bags, you'll find a waterproof video camera, radio mics for talking to each other over short distances,
Check.
and a photo of a chinstrap penguin to help you identify them. Any questions? Yes, on the left.
Were we chosen for this mission because of our fine work in outer space and under the sea?
Well, not exactly. My usual team is on assignment in the Sahara Desert.
Oh.
But you lucky guys get to meet penguins.
Yes! Penguins!
George couldn't wait to meet a real penguin.
Oh, this is great! Okay.
I'm moving on to the nesting grounds of the emperor penguins.
You'll meet us at this spot at 9 a.m., right?
Right. Remember, if you get lost, use the outpost beacon to find your way back.
Don't worry. If we get lost, we can always find an igloo for shelter.
No, you can't. Igloos are found in the Arctic, not in the Antarctic.
Oh, that's right.
Good luck getting pictures of the penguin family.
Thanks! Let's check this side of the outpost for the penguins. Okay, but don't go too far, George. If you see penguins, call me using the radio mic. Like this. Oh, it's gonna be a great day. Hi. I found a penguin. Well, it found me, but it's not a chin strap. I think it's an Adelie penguin.
That sounded close. Like something on the other side of this snow. George had found one of the chinstrap penguin family. George was so excited, he forgot to call the man with the yellow hat. He also forgot to look where he was going. The camera was waterproof. Now George wished it would stay in one place.
Remove the reservoir cap and check the coolant level. Huh. Oh, hi, George. I told Luke and Ada I'd tune up their summer shuttle, but I can't find my pliers. Huh. Oh, right. Now, where did I put my cold drink? Oh, thanks, George. Hey, after I'm done with the shuttle, we can take it for a test drive to cool off, okay?
Ice. It was cold, just like snow. Ice cubes were much bigger than snowflakes, though. Using the ice crusher, George would have something just like snow in no time.
Hey, George! What you doing? Cooling off with ice water? City kids, You can't build a snowman with pieces of ice, George. You need soft, wet snow to make a snowball. Huh? These ice chips are too hard and too thick, see? Whew. Feels good. Well, back to my paper route. Thanks for the ice, George!
George needed something else to make his snowman. Something that would stick together.
George? Whew. Are we out of ice cubes already? Oh, here they are. You mind if I take a few? Careful where you step, George. We don't want to track mud into the summer shuttle.
Mud. It wasn't as cool as ice, but it was easier to mold into shapes. Now, where could George get a lot of mud? This mud was just as useless as those ice chips for making snowballs.
Woo! Hey, George. Having trouble with your mud pie recipe? The perfect mud pie depends on the right mix of soil and water. There you go. That's it, George.
George was on the verge of making the world's first muddy snowman, and nothing could stop him.
Oh, I'm sorry, George. When it comes to mud, they have the final say around here. Stay cool.
On sunny, snowy days,
No!
George usually got up bright and early. But this day, he discovered that Bill had gotten up even brighter and earlier.
Hey, George! Snow blocks. I'm building a house out of snow, although the correct term is igloo. Yep. I'm trying to earn my Sprout badge in winter camping. And to do that, I have to build an igloo and sleep in it overnight.
Suddenly, that was exactly what George wanted to do. Build an igloo and sleep in it, just like Bill.
You want to help me? And sleep in the igloo, too? Why not? Let's get started. George, that's not the proper technique. Guess I better show you. City kids probably don't know much about non-mortar construction. See? The first thing you do is mark a circle in the snow. That's your foundation. Then you take the biggest blocks and fit them together like this.
Bill showed George how to build up the igloo walls block by block, making sure that the top layer overlapped the bottom.
Yep. And when we're all done, we can just smooth out the inside.
As they built it up, the igloo started to look like a volleyball cut in half.
See? We keep shaping these blocks and put them all the way around until there's just a small hole left in the center. Then we fill that with a large block called a keystone. You have to cram it in so it'll hold the walls in place. Now, I'll just make a few air holes. And once we fill all these cracks with snow, it'll stay pretty warm. Yep, we're done. Let's go check it out.
George was so excited. He had never been in an igloo before. The inside of the igloo was smaller than George thought. He had wanted a fun igloo. One that was big enough for a bed and a tuba and his friends. Sort of like his room, only better.
You want to build your own igloo? Sure, I wish I could help you, but I gotta fill up these cracks and then do my chores.
So George started on his second igloo of the day with help from the man with the yellow cap. But this time, he built it wider and taller and brought in some furniture.
Wow, good window. Are you sure you want to spend the night in here, George? Okie doke. I guess it's time to make the cocoa.
Hey, George, how's it? Whoa, this is huge. You put a bed in here? And a sofa? Wow. The only thing is, it might get cold at night. The bigger the igloo, the colder it gets.
George wasn't worried. He figured he'd just wear his coat to bed.
The apartment building where George lived was a very orderly place. And that's how Hunley liked it.
They're here to clean your carpets.
People came, and people went. The elevator arrived, and people came down the stairs. Everything in Hunley's lobby was orderly and neat. Well, almost everything.
We can't go back into the apartment until the carpet is dry, George. So you stay here in the lobby while I run my errands, all right? Okay. Oh, and in case you get hungry. I won't be long.
Hunley didn't think George should be eating a sloppy apple in the lobby. George decided it would probably be better to eat his apples someplace else. Hunley had never been through this door before. But he was pretty sure it was against the rules to be out here. Hunley didn't think George would ever get in that way. So he'd find a better way. At least there was one thing Hunley knew for certain. Home was this way. Or maybe that way. Hunley was getting worried. He could just imagine the terrible things that sloppy monkey was doing to his lobby. When Hunley found his building, it was even worse than he imagined. But then Hunley saw that it wasn't his street at all. But that meant he had no idea where he was.
Lots more coming. Stick around.
Come on, guys, let's go.
The day started with a wham, wham, wham. Lots of people heard it. But only one was so curious, he had to go see what it was.
Wow, pretty impressive construction site, huh, George? That's what it'll look like when they're all done. My hat! Oh, stop, my hat! Anybody?
These metal boxes looked important. Metal on the outside? Tasty sandwich inside. With all this great equipment to see, George didn't want to waste time on food. Machinery's more fun when it's nice and loud.
Now, you see, there it goes again. Why is my building groaning and quaking?
I think the ground under the foundation is shifting, but I can't figure out where or why.
I want this place to be safe. We'll have to shut the site down until we find the problem.
George? George! Get down! That's not a playground!
Hey, buddy! This your monkey?
And is this your cat?
No, but I know her.
Oh, not good, Cat.
Well, looks like lunch is on me.
The next morning, the man with the yellow hat was doing a little constructing of his own.
Good morning, George. What'll it be for breakfast, waffles or pancakes? Waffles and pancakes it is. I'm sorry, George, but there are no blueberries. We'll just find something else fun to put on top. Or you could go down to the store and buy blueberries. Okay, George, this is a 10. So be very careful.
George suddenly realized something was missing. No wham, wham, wham. Maybe they were done. The building was built. The blueberries would have to wait. The building wasn't done, but no one was working today. Maybe this was a perfect time to look around without distracting anybody. How would he pay for the blueberries? George was definitely going to give Compass blueberries for his help. Gnocchi had never seen George look so worried. George showed her the problem, but cats think every wiggling finger is a game. They can't help it. Maybe he didn't need a new yellow hat. Maybe all he needed was something like a yellow hat. Hunley tried not to wonder what George was up to. He really tried. But he had to know. What would make a good hat? Same color? Perfect! Hunley had wanted to see what George was up to, and now he couldn't see anything at all. Good color. Too floppy. Not floppy, but too pointy. Perfect. If he wanted to be the man with the drippy yellow bag hat. The man with the yellow ice cream stick pyramid hat. The man with the yellow blow-up hat. George realized that no hat he made could ever be the man's yellow hat. But the hole didn't look so bad when there was yellow paper inside. That was it. He didn't need a new hat. He needed to patch the hole. The paper looked good, but something made of more hatty material would look better. something like a yellow sock.
George, did Hunley drop by for a shower, or is one of our towels running away from home? George, where's my hat? Gnocchi, don't touch my clean hat. It has to be perfect for tonight. George, why does my hat have a tail? And a hole?
George couldn't believe he didn't think of that.
You see? It looks great. All right, we've got to go. Did you take a bath? Fixed hat, fresh suit, clean monkey. I feel like there's something we forgot to do.
George thought it was nice of Hunley to notice what a rush he was in. George couldn't wait to show off his unmelted trophy. The yellow hat was gone, so the man wasn't home. George figured he'd impress Compass. Pigeons like interesting things. George forgot that pigeons like to land on interesting things. When it landed, the ice cream took on a whole new shape. It just kept changing.
You dropped it? Oh, you can't drop ice cream. It splatters. That's your plate from before. It refroze. I give you a nice new one. Now remember, no sun, no dropping. Just get it home fast.
He's got even more ice cream.
Another plate. Curious. Now there was no sun to melt it. All George had to do was wait for the man with the yellow hat to come home. A lobby leaf. Luckily, George had time to clean it off, so it would be perfect when the man with the yellow hat saw it. Luckily for Curious Hunley, George wanted to show off his trophy. It didn't make sense. There was no sun. He didn't drop it.
You ran water on it. Oh, that's gonna make it melt too. Yeah, right. But this is the last one. No sun, no dropping, and no washing it.
Hey, how much ice cream can one monkey eat alone?
I think he's gonna share this time.
cream, George.
Wait up!
Oh, it's a party.
Be a good neighbor, monkey. Share. You've already had so much.
Let's get him!
We got him. He's right there.
Trophies? You got that as a trophy? Well, let me get a picture.
Maybe George can't help himself. Maybe monkeys just naturally hoard ice cream.
Oh boy, this looks great!
When George got his first trophy, everybody was a winner. George liked visiting Professor Wiseman because she did so many different things. This time, she was helping out on a rocket launch. And the man with the yellow hat was going to ride the rocket.
So, you ready to be the first average untrained person shot into space?
I sure am.
There's only room for one, George, but I have a special seat for you right beside me so you can watch. This is Dr. Alvin Einstein and Professor Anthony Pizza.
Wow, are you related to the famous...
No, I'm not.
Me neither.
The International Space Station's food supply has run out.
We found a peanut. It was in the cushion of my chair.
This man with the yellow hat will bring your food supply today.
So then it's okay to eat the peanut now?
Well, should he? No, I'm not sure. Oh, yes, I think it.
Yes, you may eat the peanut.
So, this is your rocket designed by Professor Wiseman.
It's up to you to launch the food payload at exactly the proper moment. After it detaches from the rocket, it will connect to the space station. Can we count on you?
Sure can.
Professor Pizza and I are loading extra experiments you'll deliver with the food.
George wanted to see what these experiments were.
George, careful. This is an expensive, high-tech... raccoon?
They'll live at the space station so we can study how they adapt to life in space.
George could see into all the containers except this one. What was hidden in there?
Show him the most important part.
These keypads launch the payload. You hit these two keys on each pad at the same time.
On all four at the same time?
Yes, at the exact moment the rocket passes the space station.
I can't. I only have two hands.
The keypads were Pizza's idea.
The raccoon was my idea. The 4 keypads was yours.
Oh, here we go.
Check your memos.
I specifically remembered when you came up with the 4 keypads.
Oh, we have to scrub the mission.
Or find an astronaut with 4 hands. Hey.
And wonder what was in that box. He'd seen how heavy these boxes were, so he gave a mighty monkey tug and found out he wasn't the only thing that weighed less in space. Toys! It was full of toys.
Poor George. I hope he's not too scared being alone and out of contact.
George had never seen a top spin so long before. Space was a great place to play. George wondered whether these toys would be more fun if he had someone to play with.
He's coming back into communication range.
What's happened? Where's George?
George, you must put the experiments away.
Hurry, it's almost time to send them to the space station.
At least he didn't free the ants.
If ants get into the back, they might eat the astronauts' food. In 28 seconds, he'll be in position to launch the payload.
You have 20 seconds to get everything ready to launch.
But George wasn't ready in time.
He's got to do it next time around.
George, you'll only get one more chance. Then succeed or fail, we have to bring you home.
We are really hungry.
Hard to believe, but cleaning his room had prepared George for an important mission in space.
He looks ready.
George, are you ready to launch?
Excellent. I'll tell you when.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't have sent a monkey.
Shh. Now, George, now!
He did it! Great job, George!
Thank you, George.
You're in position to return home. Pull the lever to fire propulsion rockets. George, pull the lever now or you'll be out of position.
What happens if he pulls the lever late?
He could land anywhere. Top of a mountain, the North Pole.
George, pull the lever now!
So, George was a hero. And he proved just because you're a small monkey doesn't mean you can't take care of everything, down to the tiniest details.
When you wake up bleary-eyed, normal things can look odd.
Getting a drink of water?
And odd things, even odder.
Well, I'm training in gravity boots. Tomorrow's the big day. I'm scheduled to take my first rocket ride. Again. George, it's okay to look, just don't touch anything. Well, it's good to train for falling down, too, I guess.
Good morning, boys. You remember Professor Einstein and Professor Pizza.
So, are you ready to become the first normal guy to walk in space?
No one on Earth is more ready or more normal. Just ask my monkey.
Well, you know your mission, repairing the Einstein Pizza Space Telescope.
Like this normal telescope. It makes faraway things look closer. But our telescope is much bigger, so it can see much, much further. Plus, it's in outer space, beyond the ruinous interference of Earth's atmosphere.
It gave us these amazing pictures of distant planets and nebula, stuff out in space.
But the controls got stuck, and now it only points at Earth.
Yes, in fact, it's aimed directly at Professor Pizza's kitchen window. All we've gotten for a month are pictures of Tony cooking and one of his dog licking a cake.
And I didn't see that one till after we ate the cake.
To repair the telescope, you'll replace 4 cube-shaped batteries.
Oh, here you go.
You will also replace 3 cylinder-shaped gyroscopes. Gyroscopes help aim the telescope. It's hard for you to understand. I'll explain it another time.
Sorry, George. Too complicated for little monkeys.
No, I meant you.
Oh, right.
You'll remove the telescope's Grunsfield-Smith nut using this wrench. When its lever is pushed to the left, it spins left to loosen. To tighten it again, push the lever to the right, and it spins to the right.
Wow, you hear that, George? Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, even in space.
Okay, it's time to launch.
So when I spacewalk, I go out this door, then close it behind me, just like at home?
Oh, you don't do anything. We designed it so it closes and locks itself automatically after you exit.
Well, how do I get back in? I don't see a doorknob. Oh, there's a secret button, isn't there?
Oh.
Oh, don't tell me you didn't design a way for him to get back inside after the spacewalk.
The automatic locking door was Pizza's idea.
No, the automatic closing door was mine. He said, let's make it lock, too.
Oh, we have to scrub the mission.
Oh, no, please. What if someone else goes with me and opens the door from inside?
There's no room for another man. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
George, we're in outer space. space together. I know. My job is to push this button and let you back inside.
And don't forget, be a good little monkey spacewalker.
There's nothing a monkey likes better than a spacewalk.
Wow! That city kid really gets around.
George knew what he had to do first. Remove the nuts using the wrench. Why didn't it move? He knew the rule. Lefty-loosey and righty-tighty. He wasn't the first monkey to mix up his loosey and his tighty. Just the first one in space.
Oh, did I mention George only has enough air to last 2 minutes?
Well, you did now. George, you must complete the mission expeditiously. Huh? I mean, finish up and get back in the rocket very quickly.
Putting replacements in was pretty easy. And then it wasn't. Maybe he needed to put this stuff in exactly where the old stuff was. Oh no, this last hole was a completely different shape.
George, you need to head inside now.
George? I'm going out there after him.
You can't. You don't have a tether.
Oh, boy.
Why, it wasn't a different shape at all. Now he needed righty-tighty.
George, you have only 5 seconds of air left.
That's it, I'm going out.
No, you'll float out into space.
He made it! George is safe!
Yes, George! George did it! The telescope controls work again!
Great work, guys. You're coming home.
Oh, it wasn't 2 minutes. It was an hour and 2 minutes. My mistake.